Every year I do mock drafts, every year I get inundated with, we should trade down. Well, you probably should, but you got to find a team that wants to trade up. In this exercise, for one of the first times ever, not only do I have a team that wants to trade down, I have a team that would want to trade up and a reason that they would want to. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They pick at 19. I do not love that spot for them, but I made a trade down with the Chicago Bears, who were trading up to get their running back of the future, and Ashton Jeanty, who had fallen. Tampa Bay trades down. They get 2 picks in the second round, and I absolutely love what it led to. What is that? I'll tell you coming up next. I'm Jeremy Greene of ESPN Radio Asheville and NFLDraft.net, and this is a 4-round mock draft for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love what Tampa Bay did in free agency, adding Hassan Reddick, because I thought edge rusher was one of the biggest needs they had. Now I'm looking at, I'd like to add another cornerback. I would like to add a linebacker. I'd like to add a few other pieces. So I traded down from 19 to 39 and 41 with the Chicago Bears. Bears went up and got Ashton Jeanty. Now we're here. I love the way this sits for Tampa Bay. You get these 2 early second-round picks, and it allows me to take 2 of my favorite players in this class for this team. The first one, it's a position that's not good in this class. And it's a player that I absolutely love. I'm going Demetrius Knight, linebacker out of South Carolina. I think this kid would fit perfectly next to Lavonte David as the long-term piece. I understand that they added Anthony Walker. I don't care. Demetrius Knight is the kind of player that you don't pass up on. They also had him in the building for a top 30 visit just a few days ago, which tells me Tampa Bay feels the same way I do, that they need another piece on this defense, and I think he can absolutely be that. This kid plays like his hair's on fire. He's really, really good processor, really smart. I think he could ultimately be the replacement to Lavonte David, and he's so damn physical in a class that there are just not a lot of really physical linebackers that aren't just exclusively first 2 down guys. Demetrius Knight can be a 3-down guy. In this trade down, I get Demetrius Knight. I don't think I have to risk the other player I want going at number 40. He did not. Umanmielen goes to the New Orleans Saints, and a player that I know pretty well because he and I played for the same coach. Shavon Revel, cornerback out of East Carolina. This kid has a crazy story. He was an academic non-qualifier, wound up at Lewisburg, had a 2.0 GPA, went to an East Carolina camp. Mike Houston and Blake Harrell saw this kid and went, we have to get him into school. Got his grades up, went to ECU, then bypassed all kinds of NIL deals that would have paid him way more money to play for way bigger schools to come back to ECU. But then he tore his ACL in the 4th week of the season in a practice and has not been able to run since. He didn't run at the combine. I know what he runs. He runs a 4.4 flat 40 at 6'3", 190 pounds. He is the definition of what Todd Bowles wants in a corner because he can play off in zone. He's very reactionary. He has out of this world catch-up speed. And I think Todd Bowles would kill to have this kid on this team. I think he can be an all-pro level corner at the next level. He's got incredible drive, incredible determination, and he just wants to be a dog. And I think he would be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'll be honest with you, I could stop right there, and Tampa Bay would be getting an A from me because that's 2 of my favorite players in this draft. Now, in this instance, they still would have another second-round pick. So we're going to let the simulator here go through all the selections. I get down right here. Oh, there's so many things that I like here. I could go offensive tackle with Ariante Urshary, which I don't necessarily think is a big need for Tampa Bay, but it would be a nice luxury pick. I could also go Omar Norman Lott, who I think could be a really nice player. I could take Princely Umanmielen. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. Just see if there's anybody else here that really... There's nobody else. There's nobody else that I think is really a great fit. Umanmielen would be the pass rusher that you're looking for as the ultimate replacement to Hassan Reddick a year or 2 from now, but he can come in right away, rush the passer. I think he holds up well enough against the run that he can be a 3-down player in the NFL. Absolute definition of a 3-4 outside linebacker. I think he and Yaya Diaby for a long time would be that's two bookends to this defense. 3 second-round picks in one class is not something that I would ever really have thought of until I went through this process and I got a trade offer from the Chicago Bears because Ashton Genty was on the board. I think the same thing could happen with Marion Hampton if that's who they're in love with. This allows me to trade down and get 3 players that are absolutely perfect for Tampa Bay's scheme. I've improved my defense. I still need to add a guard, which is something that I'm going to try to do with one of these next 2 picks. Still have a few other needs, but I have really helped my defense for the long haul. And being a run-first team, which I think this team will be, they will run. They will throw off of the run with how good Bucky Irving was last year. Now I got some dogs on that defense. I got 2 guys that can get after quarterbacks. Got 1 guy that's an absolute ball hawk. I love how this sits for Tampa Bay. All right, now we have to go down to pick number 84. Looking at my team needs for Tampa Bay that I came into this with, I have addressed the biggest need, which was linebacker. I have addressed corner, which was a big need for me just because I feel like they need another one. I know Zion McCollum's fine. I know that Jamel Dean's been fine. I want a real, true, honest-to-God number 1 in that defense. I think Jamel Dean's been good, but there's been some inconsistency and there's been some injuries. So I probably have corner higher than a lot of other people do. Linebacker was super high for me. I still want to add a safety, if at all humanly possible, a guard, and then 5 tech is a really big need for me because I got to replace Logan Hall. So far, that I have not had a player that really jumped out to me that would be a replacement for him. So we'll see what's on the board right here. Anybody that intrigues me to be that 5 tech. Here I would be looking for Aeneas Peebles. I'd be looking for Jared Ivey, maybe Elijah Roberts from SMU. Let's see what's on the board. None of these guys really jump out to me. Savion Jones could be down the line. Ashton Giote could be. I think I would be better off waiting than forcing him here. So let's see what we have on the offensive line. Oh, yeah. I have 3 great choices here. It's just really a question of what you're looking for. If you want the more multiple guy, it would be Jonas Savagnia. If you want the run grader, it would be Wyatt Millum, which is where I'm leaning. If you want the guy with the highest of high upsides, it would be Cameron Williams. I've taken Savagnia about 1 million times. I also don't think he would be here. So in the effort of, I'm going to have 2 guards that are kind of similar because I'll have Cody Mock and this would be the replacement to Ben Bredesen. I'm going to go Wyatt Millum out of my school, West Virginia. This kid's going to be a just bulldog in the run game. He's the guy that gets out in front of a run and just runs through people. And now I've got 2 of those because I got Cody Mock on the right. I got Wyatt Millum here. He could kick out and play at tackle, specifically on the right side, if things were to go sideways. Savagnia could do the same thing. I would not be upset whichever one you want. I've just done a lot of these mocks, and Savagnia keeps popping up because I have him in the 60s and PFF has him in the 90s. So I don't think that's realistic, so I try not to do it. Millum is a guy that obviously, being a West Virginia guy, I got to see a lot. He does have some deficiencies. He's never going to be the hyper, super athletic guy. He is not the most graceful player I've ever seen, but he's just got a mean streak. And I really like how intelligent he is getting out in front of runs. And I think with Bucky Irving, he would be Bucky Irving's new best friend. So we'll go. I love the comp to Will Freeze too. I think that's an elite comp. Not usually a comp guy, but I do like that one. So we'll go Wyatt Millum here, number 84 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then we will scroll all the way down to number 121. If you like this video. It helps more than I could ever say. We will be doing another full set of mock drafts, 7-rounders for every team next week, and then we'll put out our final mock draft ahead of our 5 days in Green Bay, Wisconsin, live on-site on Radio Row for the 2025 NFL Draft. We'll do 2 days on Radio Row, and then we'll have a really fun 3rd day in our Airbnb, drinking beers on the lake, just a full day, and then we will go through the undrafted free agent guys as they filter through. Our final day, I believe, is from noon to 10. So we'll be on air for 10 hours talking about the 2025 NFL Draft. Okay, we've gotten to pick 121 here for Tampa Bay. I've addressed guard. I'm going to say I doubt there's a safety that I'm interested in here. And I'm pretty well right. Caleb Branshaw, it's a little early from him, and I also don't love him in this scheme. I've addressed the line. I would love to have a 5-tech. God, is there any 5-tech that I could feel even halfway decent about taking here? This is the problem about needing this position, is that it gets killed so fast. And RJ Oben's not bad. Shavon Jones, is not bad. This is just a little early. I have them as 5th round picks. All of the guys that I would want are gone. I think I have to go Shavon Jones here. And I'm not upset by that. He's not my favorite player because I don't like the way he uses his hands, but he is super versatile. He does fit into what Tampa Bay does with guys. He's a super high motor guy, and he's incredibly long. I can't remember exactly what he weighed in at the combine, but I remember seeing his measurables and thinking, damn, that's a big dude. Let's see. At the combine, he came in at, he was 6'0", 280 pounds with 33.5-inch arms. I do think he can play that 3-tech or the 5-tech position, He's not great against the run, which is my hesitation. But if I'm being honest, the guy I really wanted was Jared Ivey. He's a pass rusher as well. Not as good against the run, but I think he's better against the run than Shavon Jones. I'm not against that. I think everything else went so well that I can deal with the fact that that's what I had to settle for with my 5-tech. I feel like this is a really good draft for Tampa Bay. I'm not sure what grade PFF is going to give me, much like my teachers in high school and in college for that matter. They love giving me D's. So we'll see if PFF feels that way or if they actually liked this for once. Analyzing, it's coming up on the screen. It should be up in a minute. I'll get that angina like I used to when a test would come back. An A-. Holy shit. An A- for what I think is a very realistic draft. There on the screen, you see the trade down. I went from 19. I got 39 and 41. I had a Demetrius Knight, Shavon Revel, Princely, Umanmielen, Umanmielen, and Shavon Jones. I think this would be an absolute A+. PFF thinks it's an A-. But what do you, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, what do you think? If you want me to tell you what I think of your mock draft, there's a player you want to talk about with the Buccaneers, feel free to throw those in the comments of this video. I answer all of those. It's taking me a real long time because I've got a lot of shit going on with this draft. As I said, we will be live in Green Bay for every pick of it. You can watch it all here. We will analyze every pick. We'll grade every pick. We'll talk about every team as the draft is going on, and we'll do it live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Subscribe to this channel if you like NFL draft content. If you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, my radio partner, Tank Spencer, who will be with me in Green Bay, is a lifelong Tampa Bay fan. So we will talk a lot of Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Green Bay. I appreciate you getting to this point of this video. As I said, if you like it, helps more than I could ever say. And click on these links at the end of the video for more Tampa Bay Buccaneer NFL draft content. I'm Jeremy Greene of NFLDraft.net, ESPN Radio Asheville, and the Sportsocracy, and this has been a 4-round mock draft with a trade down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.